All praises, all honor, all glory be unto Yahweh. Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Ruach Wadash. Double honors to the apostle elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Peace and salutation unto the elect. And peace and salutation unto all the Akim doing and pushing this word in all honesty, truth, and sincerity worldwide. Now I want to get into this lesson here, because these lessons here, you got people who are just coming in, right? And you also got to, revise these things, constantly go over these things, okay? Because you got new people who are coming into this, and you got to defend the doctrine as well, okay? So, going on to YouTube or whatever, and you know that you have your, what do you call it, subscription section, right? And then you have the regular, the home screen or whatever, and random things pop up. But it all depends too. Sometimes if a brother's watching a video, they might suggest it to you as well, okay? So a lot of the times when I'm going through the tube, I'm seeing a lot of judgment, man. A lot of things that are happening to people, okay? A lot of judgment. All right, go. And within that, within the YouTube broadcast there or whatever, you get to see a lot of, those clips or whatever. Shootout, this happened, all this, other stuff. And, when you look at when you read these scriptures and you understand that there's going to be a people afflicted by these curses that the Lord put out, okay? And when you see the judgment that's going forth, with the things that are happening, and you see the YouTube clips showing you, a bunch of jakes at a party or some fast food joint, right? Again, the argument then turns into a shootout. You know what I mean? When you look at these other, let me put up some examples here. When you look at these other nations out here, and you read the curses of Deuteronomy, okay? These other nations, by process of elimination, by what the scripture says, by what is happening in the world, these other nations do not fucking fit these curses, okay? They do not fit the fucking curses, all right? The only fucking people that you could see fit these curses is our people, man. You don't see the so-called white man going through this. You don't see the so-called Chinese man going through this. You don't see the so-called Indian man going through this. You don't see the Hamite going through this, okay? You don't see none of that happening in their communities at large like it's happening in our community. Is there crime in the world? Yes, there's crime everywhere. People get shot, killed, stabbed, whatever. They could be a Edomite, they could be Elam, they could be Hamites, they could be Moabites, Ishmaelites, whatever. Understandable. But the people that this is affecting on a high level is us, okay? Is us as a nation, all right? These other nations, when you look at them, they got their countries. They are established. They know that they're a nation. They're not, because the so-called white man, give you an example. Mumbai, they call it Bombay. But those people have been saying Mumbai for the longest time. So they know who the fuck they are. Africa. Leos Cypricos Africanos, okay? So these people, they know that. And, obviously, over the years, they've adapted to calling themselves by those bywords, right? Oh, I'm an Indian, I'm an African, I'm Chinese, right? But they don't have multiple bywords for them, like how we have multiple bywords for our people, okay? And not even just off of the multitude of bywords, but the curses. What is written in Deuteronomy 28 from the 15th verse on up, you can see who that's affecting. And that's not affecting these other people at large like it's affecting us, okay? So let's get into this real quick here. As you can see, this, I took this screenshot because the brother, he had uploaded this with this individual talking about he uses voodoo, okay? And look what you get for, using that voodoo. He got murked, he got killed, okay? Julio Fulio talks about using voodoo, right? That was endured these last days. That brother put up that video, and I sent him this video here. Fulio killed, okay? Simple and plain. After dropping his location, right? He got drunk, the alcohol, the demons came upon him, you know what I mean? And he spread his location, not thinking, hey, all the shit he's talking in the street, keep that same energy. That's the type of, Jake you are. Well, keep that type of energy. See what happens, okay? And we seen what happened. He got sent into the spirit world. Then this guy here talks about, in this video, Bro is Healthy, talks about, his older brother told him not to do what he's doing, right? Smoking weed, if he was trying to smoke weed. So up to this day, he doesn't smoke weed. But in the same sense, in the same breath, here it is, he's on this guy's channel, Adam22 or whatever, that no jumper idiot, right? And that guy, that's the same guy that let his wife lay down with another man or something like that. But anyways, going back into this, in the same breath, this guy talks about how his brother taught him not to smoke weed, this, that, blah, blah, blah. But yet, I guess, because his brother said, don't do what I'm doing, right? Don't do as I do. But listen what I'm telling you. Don't smoke that weed. Don't be out there robbing this and that. Well, I guess his brother wasn't robbing or whatever, because here he is, following, like he said, following his brother's wishes, right? Not to do this, not to do that. But in the same breath, he's talking about how he'll kill people, okay? How he'll, the whole team. It's a whole team effort. We'll kill him, This is Jake, man, right here. This one talking about Falstaff. The other one that I'm gonna show is talking about chalk farm, okay? But this is Jake. This is all Jake, man. Okay, 2/3, man. You don't see these photos of the you people. You know who I'm talking about, 48. You don't see this about so-called China man, India man. No, none of these other nations, man. Except for us, the southern and the northern. Okay? This is rampant through our neighborhoods. This is something called a curse, man. This is part of the curses, man. They're affecting us. Right here goes another one. Shootout with police. Okay? Another Jake. And that's another thing, too. With these curses, I'm going to read that, what I written down. These nations don't want to be us. When these other nations say, I don't want to be black, it's not just a thing about the color. More so, when you turn on the TV anywhere in the world and you look at American news, you see black people being portrayed and being done the worst way. They've been ripped off, you know what I mean? Killed, lynched, right? The story about slave is always being posted up there. So in their mind, they're like, I don't want to be a part of that. Okay? I don't want to be walking on the street and next thing you know, I get shot just because I'm a so-called black man by police or by other nation. So you can't blame them. It's true. Who the fuck? If you're another nation and you're looking in from the outside and you're seeing on the news every minute black people being arrested, black people being shot, this and that, crime-ridden neighborhoods, that you wouldn't want to be black either if you had any fucking sense. Okay? So it's not really a thing of oh, they're just racist. We know that, they have an apparent hatred for us, yes, but at the same time, when you do the math, when you do the numbers, that's what people, see. Like when you look at these other nations, they're thriving. But in our nation, we have tons of violence. Like I said, the curses, okay? Here you go again. Another Jake, And like I said, it's not like it ain't happening in other nations, but us is it's a mass amount, okay? And yeah, here it is. I was just up here the other day working chalk farm. It's still fucking crazy, man. Somebody said here you should have seen it in the late 80s and early 90s, which is true. It was fucking crazy. But it says here it was just like how it was in 2010, a black community, but with a lot of crime, okay? I'm from Rexdale. Yeah, Rexdale's another wild bunch. Tanridge and all those places. And it was scary times near Sheridan Mall. But Chalk Farm been dead since 2006. Nope. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Place is still wild. Like I said, I've been up there just the other day, man. That place is still wild, man. The fuck you talking about? What's it say right here? The top crime rarely happens in this neighborhood, which is a lie. Back in the early 2000s and early 2010, you would hear crazy stories about but nowadays it's pretty chill. No, it's not. Okay, that place is still fucking cursed, man. Okay, and like I said, it's no wonder why the people of the world say they don't want to be black or, have anything to do with so-called black people or even black pick-me from them. Yeah, we see all the videos where, these women, fantasize over the black rod, right? The so-called black rod. But, these women are freaks, okay? Bottom line. And when you really boil it down to it, no, in their right mind, they're not going to choose you, okay? Yeah, you see a little Emites, they all, yeah, okay, but they all horny. They all thinking with their pussy, okay? And when they really sit down to the table and they count the cost of shit, they go, no, that was just a fling. 3-year fling, getting her fucking pussy torn out, okay? Because she going for the dongalong, the so-called, mandingo, okay? That's all she wanted. And to tell you the truth, that's a majority of these women that from these other nations that are coming to us because their man ain't laying it down in the bedroom the same way. Okay, let's just say it for what it is. Because I see a lot of you jakes talking about, see, look, they want us. Nigga, be for real, man. Be for real. All they want is one piece of you, okay? But when these curses are off of us and, we're in our kingdom, we're in our proper mindset, and, they really going to be raving for Israelite men. They're going to be looking, and say, damn, man, I wish I could get with one of them Israelite men, man. Have his child, Then they're going to, because Apostle Elder Gabar, he always says something. These women rave one thing, that's power. They rave over one thing, that's power. When they see a man in a position of power, it gets them wet, okay? And we're not in our position of power. So just keep that in your fucking minds, man. Because I've seen a lot of that stuff going out where, a lot of guys are talking about, oh, look, they want us, and this and that. And, hey, brother, look, man, they're just interested in one fucking thing. And like our Apostle Elder Gabar says, when we get back our power, that's when we're going to get all the women that we need. But in this society, fuck them, okay? And they really don't give a shit about you or, building with you. The only thing they want is that that rod meat. All right? Straight up. We're under curses still. Have you forgotten? Anyways, and why would they say that? Obviously, they see the shit we are going through and have gone through, okay? So when they sit back and, like I said, they analyze really what's going on, yeah, you might find 1-2 Chinese gal or, Edomite, them white gal there or whatever, so-called white gal, You might find a 1-2, but it's not the majority of them. Once again, you're dealing with just speckles here and there, all right? So obviously these nations, they don't want nothing to do with us. They don't want to be like us. And why the fuck would they want to be when you turn, like I said, you turn on the news and you see that all the time happens to so-called black people? Why the hell would you want to be like that? So anyways, let's get into this real quick and show you that the Lord has a people. And his people, us, we went off, okay? We went off from listening to Yahweh Shem Yahushai. We were told in Deuteronomy chapter 28 and 15 what would happen for going off. And the Lord, he makes good on his promise. He makes good on his word. Numbers chapter 23 and verse 19, okay? God is not a man that he should lie, okay? Leviticus 20 and 26, and ye shall be holy unto me. Who? The children of Israel. For I, Yahweh, am holy, and have severed you from other people, that ye should be mine. So there, good. We established that the Lord has a people. Psalms 44, 144 and 15. Okay, he has a people. Happy is that people that is in such a case. So the Lord has his people. Deuteronomy tells you that he gave us these laws, statutes, and commandments, and these other nations are going to look upon us and be like, wow. You know what I mean? So it's established that he has a people, right? So let's go into something real quick. Deuteronomy chapter 28 and 15. And this is what he told his people. This is what he told us. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of Yahweh, thy power, okay, your power, all right, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee, okay? So that's what we get for not listening and following order. That's what we get for going off. That's what we get as a punishment from Yahweh Shem Yahushai. And furthermore, it goes into tell us in Baruch chapter 4, the 6th verse, you were sold to the nations, not for your destruction, but because you moved God to wrath, you were delivered unto the enemies. For you provoked him that made you by sacrificing unto devils, and not God, not to Yahweh. Okay? So we're mingled amongst the heathen, as the scriptures tell you, learned their works, and sacrificed, onto their gods, which was a snare, a trap and a snare onto us, right? So the 2/3, they were caught up in, a magnitude of bullshit, okay? They didn't want to listen to their power, just like today. You see, when you go to 1 Corinthians chapter 10, it tells you that with many of them, Yahweh was not well pleased, man. They seen all the miracles. They seen all. This is why in this generation, this wicked and adulterous generation, seeking after that sign, guess what? Lord ain't dealing with no more signs and stuff. The only sign you're going to see, just like it says, the only thing you're going to get is us out there prophesying. Just like Jonah was sent to do, that's the only thing you're going to get. Okay? So they went off, sacrificing onto, devils and whatnot, doing all types of odious works, right? Doing all types of things where Yahweh was not well pleased with, okay? So let's get back into this. Yep, part of curses. You won't be reckoned. Let's get that real quick. Actually, no, I wanted to get it over here. Reckoned, right here. To think, account, give account, Let's bring it down here. To think upon, consider, to be mindful of, and they're not mindful of our nation. They're not considerate of our people. They don't take into account, our people. They what does it say here? To be to esteem, to value, to regard. Okay, they don't take none of that into account when it comes to our people. We're like animals to them. Okay, they don't give a shit about us. That's why right here, what it says, Numbers 23:9, from the top of the rock I see him, and from the hills I behold him. Lo, the people shall dwell alone, and shall not be reckoned among the nations. Okay? Won't be recognized around the nations, reckoned among the nations, meaning, we won't be valued or regarded as anything. Okay? To esteem. They don't give a shit about us, man. To think upon, consider. Okay? Be mindful of. They don't give a shit. Okay? Tells us that they use us. Okay? They don't give a fuck about us. So going back into this, let's get back into this. Who's in the lowest part of the world, man? That's us, the condition that we're in. Ecclesiastes chapter 10 and verse 7, I have seen servants upon horses and princes walking as servants upon the earth. Now, when you go into this too, I think his name is Teddy Roosevelt. He has a statue. And on the right-hand side, you have Gad. And on the left-hand side, you have Judah. Okay? Representing the two, the northern and the southern kingdom. Okay? And this is how this individual has done to us. Okay? Lock in. These people are fucking batshit crazy out here, man. Anyways, so, they go so far in boasting it too that they have a statue commemorating it. You understand? And who's the ones in the lowest position? That's us here. That's us here in this world. All these nations walk over us, regard us as nothing. Okay? Don't take into account the labors that we have done. Okay? To build this country and whatnot. They don't care. Okay? We're not valued amongst these people. They don't look at us with value. They don't esteem us as anything. This is why I tell you, Jakes, hey, yeah, cool, we might bag a Filipino or a little Chinese thing or whatever, but overall, that ain't shit. That ain't shit. So what if you got the box from some little Chinese thing and, when these curses flip, they flip, okay? Till then, we're still in our captivity. We're still in a low position. So what if you got a little box from the stupid so-called white woman or the stupid so-called Chinese woman? Oh, wow, you glorying about that? Anyways. So another question here. Who in this world has, you see all these other nations, they got ease. They do things and they, slide in through the system. Hold on a second. Let me, 1 second here. I'll send it again in about 5-10 minutes, okay? It should be there. I sent it, like I said, the day after or whatever. But it should be there. I'll send the email again. Oh, fucking God, man. go work for the guy, do it, and just him. He's the guy that I went to Chalk Farm to do the work for too. I was up there. Hey man, this place is still fucking wacky crazy. Okay. Reading those comments kind of got me a little bit mad because when I went up there and you see the condition of our people, you'd say, what the fuck? You know? Slocky, 1 second. Okay, alright. Yeah, what the hell? Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 64. And Yahweh shall scatter thee among all people from one end of the earth even unto the other. And there thou shalt serve other gods which neither thou, no, Slakia, 65. And among these nations where we're scattered, throughout the whole world, right, from one end to the other, thou shalt find no ease, neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest. But Yahweh shall give thee there a trembling of heart, a trembling heart, and failing of eyes, and sorrow of mind. And thy life shall hang in doubt before thee, and thou shalt fear day and night, and shall have no assurance of thy life. Where's that? That's in Babylon. Okay? That's in Babylon, man. When you see these jakes, like I said, these jakes around these areas, man, they have no ease, and their life, hangs in doubt, a trembling of heart, man. When you're walking through these places here, nah, those jakes scared as shit. Why you think this guy got an AK? Why you think she's talking like that? Why you think, look, shootout. Look, all of this, shooting, Bloody Sunday, This nigga killing the ops. This nigga, he just got killed in damn self. And he with KTA and ATK. These little kill everything and some fucking that kill the ops or some shit, man. I don't fucking know. But you don't see the small hats having gangs like that. Okay? You don't see these other nations by far. When you go to their neighborhoods, this is all you see. And this is all you see when you go to Jacksonville and, Mobile, Alabama, and all those places. Go around those little neighborhoods and see how Jake is, man. Jake all got guns, this and that. They ready to shoot, they ready to kill. Okay? You go through there, you ask them a question, you come out dead. That's not in these other people's neighborhoods, man. In fact, they have a saying. When one Jake moves in, that's it. There goes the neighborhood. Get the fuck out. So, ease and no death. Who's that plaguing? That plagues us. That doesn't plague these other nations. Okay? That doesn't plague them like how these curses say that they would affect us. They're not affected. When you go through the list, man, of these nations in the earth, when you go through that list, you might be able to check off a few things. But Jake, you check the whole damn list, man. Because that whole list is about us, okay? Is there people dying from other nations? Yes. From violence, drug, whatever, Yes. Okay? Nobody never said that doesn't happen in these other nations. But which nation is it truly affecting the most, man? When you look at everywhere where Jake is, in the West Indies, in Americas, wherever the fuck, in Africa, wherever the fuck Jake is, this is it, okay? Slakia, 1 second. This guy is getting fucking retarded, man. I don't even like working for that guy. Piece of fucking shit, man. What a piece of work. Anyways, going back into this, Deuteronomy chapter 28 and 45. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of Yahweh thy power, to keep his commandments and his statutes, which he commanded thee, and they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever. Okay, forever meaning a period of time. okay? And that time isn't broken yet. So Jake and his seed, come out. It's upon them, male or female, all right? And what does it say? It shall be upon thee for a sign and wonder. When these other nations look at us, like I said, it's a no wonder they don't want to be like us, man, because every representation that you see of us, the curses are facet, like a diamond. No matter what angle you turn it at, man, you're going to see that flaw, okay? You're going to see one of those curses, all right? No matter what angle you turn it at. I don't care what high position that judge got. She got caught driving drunk, this and that. You see how they treat her. Man's in the military. Get out of the car, get out of the car. They pepper spray the shit out of him. You see how they treat us. Doesn't matter what position you got, Jake. Okay? No matter where position you are, these curses will still lick you. Okay? There's no fucking escaping that, man. Just like you can't escape these facts, all right? Yep, this is why going into lamentation, a sign and wonder, this is why, Slakia, going into lamentate, what the fuck is this show on my screen? 2 and 15, let's start there. Lamentation 2 and 15, all that passed by clapped their hands at thee, they hiss and wag the head at the daughter of Jerusalem, saying, is this the city that men call the perfection of beauty, the joy of the whole earth? All thine enemies have opened their mouth against thee, they hiss and gnash their teeth, they say, we have swallowed her up. Certainly, this is a day that we looked for, we have found, we have seen it. Right, because when you go back into the scriptures, they were confederate together to cut us off from being a nation, okay? And it goes through the list. So certainly they found it. Certainly they have found it. Certainly they have seen it, okay? So, that sign and wonder that's upon us, all these nations look upon us like, oh, look at these niggas, okay? Look at these niggas. But those are the curses that are upon us, man. Very visible, okay? Into the fact that you could look in on the outside and see who the hell's being affected by these curses, man. Okay? That's how much that you could look in and see into America and go through neighborhoods and be like, shit, I'm reading Deuteronomy 28 and every damn neighborhood that I go into and there's Jakes in there. Shit, I'm seeing these things right before my eyes. Damn. You go into these other neighborhoods? Not so. Okay? Everything organized, clean. They take care of their own. Money fund over here for this and that, But in our neighborhood, what? What money fund? You might got a local drug dealer that drops off fucking dirty old chicken from Ishmael or whoever trying to look good for the people. Are you crazy? So yeah, let's go into another thing, because if you knew who you were, these other nations, they don't get looked up on like that because they know who they are, okay? And they got traditions and customs that they keep up in, and they've been keeping up in them for a long time. But Jake is part of that American dream, lost in the sauce. This is why I said lost identity, okay? And the Lord promised that. That's part of the curses too. Jeremiah chapter 17 and verse 4. And don't you find it funny that these people always say they knew who they were? They always knew who they were. But the scriptures clearly tell you that the Lord is not a liar. Well, you slip through his hand. So it's always funny that these people always say that they always knew who they were. Okay? The Lord said right here, I'm gonna beat you so fucking bad. You shall let me get it. And thou even thyself shalt discontinue from thy heritage that I gave thee. How is that going to happen? Through the rough bondage that we're going through the not the wood yokes, through the iron yokes, okay? Through the harsh slavery, bondage that we would have to go through. That's how we were stripped from who we knew that we were. Because remember, they didn't want us to read. They just wanted to keep us dumb, stupid, uneducated, okay? Remember, what's your name? Toby. What's your name? Toby. They beat that Hebrew Israelite out of you. And right now they got one September coming up. What's his name? Vocab, trying to do the same thing all over again with sweet words. And a lot of you people are falling for it. Okay? Well, Isaiah chapter 25 and 7 says what it says for a reason. Now, going back into this, how do you do that? You put us through rough slavery for over 400 years. You're not going to know anything. Generation after generation after generation being killed, slaughtered, brutally murdered. Remember, they used to hang the pregnant women upside down and cut open her stomach and pull the baby out and beat the baby to death. Stomp it, kick it in front of all the slaves just to instill fear into them. I know Razzcast talk about that in his song, but it's actual true offense. Okay? What about something called African Dodgers? Y'all remember that? What about something called the hell, man? What about something called gator babies? Okay? Does anybody remember gator babies? They wrap a string around our baby's stomach and throw it out into the the ravines or rivers to catch their alligators. And like I said, African Dodgers throwing baseballs at our face. Come on, man. So anyways, I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not, for ye have kindled a fire in my anger, which shall burn forever. And you know when you getting the barbecue started, you throw the little flame on top, right? And it goes zoof. That's not the hottest flame, man. That's not the hottest flame indeed. You know when it gets really hot? Is when it's kindled. When you start to blow on it and you start to fan it, and it starts to fucking the fire starts to spread, and it may not look like nothing, but in a couple seconds you'll see it ignite again. So the Lord is been long time waiting, and He just unleashed it right on us in slavery, man. And guess what? The rubbing of who you were came. Okay, you didn't know who the hell you were. We didn't know who the hell we were. Remember, they beat us so bad that they made us made us scream out Toby. Okay, which is not no joke, but we lost our identity. Okay, and with the loss of identity, you become a byword, proverb. You become all these different names. But like I said before too, you don't see it. You don't see that amongst the Chinese. These other nations, they might have, like I said, a few names for different nations. These other nations amongst themselves, but for the most part, look how much names, African American, all the rest of the Negroes, niggers, right? Blacks, all these different fucking names, man. So anyways, Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 37, that thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations, whither Yahweh shall lead thee. Okay, so that happened to us. We became a proverb, a byword, among all these other nations, man. Okay, why? Because your identity is washed, for one, and this was part of the curses that the Lord put upon us. Okay, let me see if I can find this real quick. Yep, Job chapter 30 and verse 9. And now I am their song, yea, I am their byword. Okay, so after identity theft is lost, different names start popping up for you, which is not your name. Now you start taking on a different identity, which is not you. But you could take on as much identities as you want, take on as much bywords as you want. It's still part of curses, man. You can't run or escape from these curses. Okay, bottom line. Yep, let's go to Deuteronomy 28 and 54, last scripture. So you could clearly see who is affected by these curses. When you do a YouTube search or whatever, or just go through it, you could see that these curses are affecting the Negro, okay? The American Negro, as they would say, okay? The so-called black man, all right? West Indian, America, wherever you want to position us in the world, man. You can see that these curses are affecting us, not these other nations in the world, man. And like I said, some of these things, yeah, some of these, little to a few, these other nations got a problem with. But like I said, everybody catches death. Everybody catches this or that, you know. But the majority, who's doing this at a large rate and scale? Who is this happening to at a large rate and scale? Okay. Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 54. So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eye shall be evil toward his brother, and toward the bosom and toward the wife of his bosom, and toward the remnant of his children, which he shall leave. Okay? So, and yeah, it tells you about the woman too. So who is that? When you look at the so-called Chinaman, you don't see him being envious toward his brother. Yeah, you got people out there that's fill up with greed and whatnot, and they will rip off their own people and whatnot. Yeah, cool. But in the same shadow of a blink of an eye, they're doing something actually to further their people too as well. But Jake, what would Jake do? Jake take the whole pie and run and gun. Okay? At least these people will put back in to try and, develop something for their people, or develop something, yeah, for their people. Okay? But yeah, you see Jake robbing their own people. I heard, man, I don't even really want to repeat it, because if this guy was really doing what he was doing, that also shows part of the curses, man. You're supposed to be in the truth, but you jacking people, wow. Hey, man, that shows you, okay? And like I say, it's not like you don't have the so-called white man doing that in church, ripping off people and stealing and doing all types of, bullshit, and in other nations too. But like I said, the majority at large, who the fuck is getting hit like this? And it's us, okay? And you see, Jake, his eye shall be evil towards his brother. What the hell you think is all this shit going on, man? Shootings, all these murderings going on in these neighborhoods where Jake is, man. They killing each other. They're not even going out there and shooting so-called white men. They're out there shooting fucking each other. That's the thing. Like these other nations, you can see that, they'll go out there and do a like mass shooting, and they'll try to kill Jake, or they'll try to kill these other nations, right? They'll try to they won't really as much try to shoot their nation, but they'll try to take out other people and whatnot. You might have some of them amongst each other, or some of them amongst the crowds or whatever that get hit and whatnot, but for the majority, they Jake out there, he killing themselves, man, at a high number. Okay, so hey, with that, these curses affect us, man. The people upon whom the curses are, and that's us. Okay, so with that, all praises, all honor, all glory be unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostle elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Peace and salutation unto the elect, and peace and salutation unto all the Akim doing and pushing this word in all honesty, truth, and sincerity worldwide. I hope you're edified. Lord willing, to the next time. Shalom Akim, Wa Abad Babal.